Ex-Yokozuna Hakuho was this time called to the Sumo Channel studio on days 2 and 14 to give thoughts on wrestlers and matches. He was enthralling as ever, and here's what he said on day 2. Hoshoryu's arm block wasn't really firm enough here. If he gets it tighter, he can work the right inside. I must admit that his uncle's arm block was stronger. Abi on day 1 looked in fine shape, and nothing's changed my mind there. I want him to give this a real go and think he could challenge for the title. A year or two after making Yokozuna in Nagoya, I went to Hakkaku Stable Camp and gave Okinomi a right workout. This I'd actually forgotten until he recently reminded me, and I was like, ah yes, there was this rising star of Division 3 that I purposely called out. You tend to forget who you call out more than who calls you out. I want Mitake Umi to keep going in that vein. He might tire in week 2, but if he somehow finds a way past that, he'll be very, very close to Ozeki. You can't knock the ability of a 2-time champion, but he can't go on hating training. Takakeisho. I feel he went so well against Wakataka Kage that he just went for it today, whereas watching Meisei more carefully might have helped. That can happen when you're going well. Sometimes when you're going badly, it's easier to stick to a plan come what may. Be careful when on good form. Don't get ahead of yourself. Terunofuji knows his knees are bad, so he practices those back foot situations. He assumes he'll be put in them. Mentally, he's well prepared for this. You see how well his knees are bending. He's trained himself how to resist in those settings. I wondered if he was okay on day 1, but I have far fewer doubts today, and he has to be a frontrunner. As for Wakataka Kage, let's just say I liked fighting guys who were well-toned and stiff-moving. It was the suppler ones I disliked. I have no doubt Terunofuji feels a chill in these rope situations. I surely did against Takanosho here, but still saw things in slow motion and reacted. You might have thought I felt a chill against Meisei, but no. Once I hit the throw, I was fine. I was more concerned with my new right foot-led tachiai, as you know. That's why I roared with delight at the end, and when the media asked me why, I couldn't expose my doubts by saying the real reason. Hence, my promise to reveal all on day 15. Now, just cutting him off here to speak as Chris Sumo, if I take you back to my commentary on that day. Until then, it felt as if Hakuho had already retired and was back merely for a one-off match. That's how he was being applauded. And this is Hakuho's commentary. I was a bit sad when they clapped me upon espying me in the walkway. It was such a sympathy clap, and I felt like, God, it's all over if I lose. And ex-chairman Kitanomi's words leapt into my mind. Any Yokozuna attracting sympathy is finished. Just to clarify why I decided to retire mid-tournament on day 10, so I'd achieved my goal of double figures, and the fluid build-up in my knee was just awful. But I felt my makeshift tachiai could get me through the final 5, and that it would be good to win the title if possible. I just wanted that one more challenge. You know, life doesn't always go as planned, but that 15-0 was a perfect ending to my career, which underlined how great things can happen if you make the effort. Asked by a fan if he backed Division 2's Daishoho as the next Mongolian star, Hakuho replied, "He really needs to improve his speed. For me, a Mongolian to watch is Roga, a graduate of my very own Hakuho Cup. I really hope he makes it." And of course, Hokuseiho. You all see how good he is. And because his growth spurt only occurred in high school, until then, he practiced fighting as a smaller man. So his repertoire is quite something. Finally, asked to assess the day's NHK pundit Kotoshogiku, he said, "Right armpit too easy to breach, but he'd slaughter you with his left inside. His yorikiri was a real wonder. Had you out of the ring before you knew it."